Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I have never done a video quite like this one before, and it's going to be kind of short, but I just got something that I really wanted to share with you that's important to me, and I think you'll find it very, very interesting. This book just came in the mail. This is a collector's edition book written by Tom Miranda, and it's called Master Trappers. And there's a couple of reasons why this book is fascinating and really important. One of those is because there's a chapter about me in it, and that may come as a surprise to you. I'm listed alongside of people like Jim Bridger and Jedediah Smith and Kit Carson and Ron and Pete Leggett and some of the other people that are influential trappers of our day. So let me give you a little background on this and explain to you why I'm doing this video. First of all, the vast majority of people that are watching this know me as one of two things that I've worked really hard to rise to the top in the industry as. Number one, bear hunter. Number two, a do-it-yourself public land whitetail deer hunter. So that's probably why you're a subscriber to this channel, is one of those two things. A lot of you don't realize that back in the day I was a professional fur trapper. I met Tom Miranda at a point when I was a full-time professional fur trapper in Iowa, and he was a government damage control trapper in South Dakota. And at that time he was doing a lot of videos for Fur Fish Game, and he featured me in a couple of videos for the Trapper and Predator Caller magazine. So I got to know Tom, and Tom from that point just went on to become one of the most well-known bow hunters in the world, and the first person to complete the 29 species Super Slam and get it all on video, and his accomplishments are pretty well known. I just continued to be an outdoor writer and trapper for quite a few years and wrote several books on trapping, but the reason that I'm included in this book, the way Tom puts it, is that he wanted to include people who were influential in his life and in his trapping career. So this is basically what amounts to a biography of Tom Miranda with tons of photos and really cool stuff in it, but then it also has a lot of information about the history of the fur trade, from the earliest days of fur trading in North America to the westward expansion and the mountain men, and right on through today, and some of the most influential trappers throughout time. So I suppose the main reason that I'm in this book is because in the early 1980s I developed some snaring techniques that primarily for snaring raccoons, but also fox and coyote, primarily raccoons, that it became basically the standard in what people are using today for snaring. And it's been duplicated, and I've seen magazine articles written about it by trappers who basically are using the systems that I developed, and I see YouTube channels where people talk about snaring, and they're basically using the systems that I developed in the early 1980s. And it was a real game changer at a time when fur prices were really high. So between that and just my association with Tom and doing videos with him and so forth, and we've been friends over the years, so he decided to include a chapter in this book about me, along with about 15 to 20 other people who were influential in his life and career. So I just wanted to really just tell you about this book. I mean, it's a fascinating book. It's an expensive book. It's a signed and numbered limited edition run of these books. So that's about it. I just wanted to bring this to your attention, and if you have any interest in the history of the fur trade and in trapping today, you really should get this book. It's well worth the money, and it's quite a collector's edition. So that's all I got. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you next week.